We look to our elected officials for economic guidance. We trust central banks to manage our currencies. But what if these entities are merely players in a much larger, more opaque game? What if the true levers of power are pulled from the shadows? The global economy is not a level playing field. It is a complex web of interconnected systems, influenced by forces that operate beyond the reach of ordinary citizens. These forces, often hidden from public view, wield immense power, shaping economic policies and influencing the flow of wealth. To understand the global economy, we must look beyond the obvious. We must peel back the layers of rhetoric and propaganda to reveal the underlying power structures. Only then can we begin to grasp the true forces that shape our world. Central banks are often portrayed as neutral arbiters of monetary policy. They set interest rates, manage inflation, and ensure financial stability. But this portrayal belies a deeper truth. Central banks, while ostensibly serving the public good, are often closely intertwined with corporate interests. Their policies can make or break entire industries, and they possess the power to bail out failing corporations at the expense of taxpayers. Quantitative easing, for example, a policy employed by central banks to inject liquidity into the economy, often results in propping up asset prices, disproportionately benefiting the wealthy who hold a majority of these assets. Meanwhile, ordinary citizens may experience the negative effects of inflation, eroding their purchasing power. This cozy relationship between central banks and corporations raises serious concerns about conflicts of interest and the undue influence of corporate power on monetary policy. It calls into question whose interests are truly being served. In the world of finance, a handful of asset management firms loom large. BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, and Fidelity. These names are whispered in the corridors of power, their influence extending far beyond Wall Street. These firms control trillions of dollars in assets, giving them an unprecedented stake in the global economy. They own significant shares in nearly every major corporation, wielding enormous voting power that influences corporate decision-making. Their influence extends beyond the corporate world. These financial behemoths lobby governments, fund think tanks, and shape the narrative around economic policy. They are major players in shaping the global economy, often prioritizing shareholder profits over the needs of workers and the environment. This concentration of power in the hands of a few raises concerns about market manipulation, conflicts of interest, and the erosion of democratic principles. When a handful of firms control such a vast amount of wealth and influence, it undermines the very foundations of a fair and equitable society. In an interconnected world, finance has become a weapon, wielded by powerful nations to achieve geopolitical objectives. Economic sanctions, for example, have become a go-to tool for punishing adversaries and exerting pressure on rogue regimes. The United States, with its control over the global financial system, has been particularly adept at using financial warfare to achieve its foreign policy goals. From freezing assets to imposing trade embargoes, the United States has demonstrated its ability to inflict economic pain on a global scale. China, too, has been flexing its financial muscle, leveraging its economic clout to forge new alliances and challenge the existing global order. The Belt and Road Initiative, for example, is seen by many as a way for China to extend its economic and geopolitical influence across Asia and beyond. As the global balance of power shifts, we can expect to see even more creative and aggressive uses of finance as a weapon. This new era of financial warfare has profound implications for international relations and the global economy.